Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave. Today, going to be looking at the best under 23-year-old centre-backs in the world that are probably likely to move in the coming seasons. Get your suggestions in the comments below. Of course, check out Surface, subscribe if you're new. Let's dive in. But guys, let's talk centre-backs in European football. Big position. It feels at the moment like there's a lack of top-quality centre-backs between the ages of maybe 25 to maybe 30. And there's a lot of talent coming through at the moment. And the CIES, the Football Observatory, have done a little bit of a report looking at the top valued under 23-year-olds rookies in Europe, and number one is Guardiola. So we've had a little bit of a thought, so we're going to go through the top 5 young centre-backs that will be moving this summer, or should be moving this summer, and should be target of some of the biggest teams in Europe, as we see the generation of your Bonucci's, your Chiellini's finally retire. Who are the next guys coming through, and who should your team be looking out for? Of course, Guerhi's in there as well, ex-Chelsea at Crystal Palace, big player. But we'll start with Guardiola, because he's someone that is destined to play at the very top level. A Barcelona, a Real Madrid, a Man City, a Liverpool, I think is where he would go. But in terms of Guardiola, what is he of a player? Obviously a left-footed left centre-back in a back three where he's played most of this season. Can, of course, also play in a back two, has the ability to play the progressive passes, and that's kind of one of the best things that I like about him on the ball. He likes those kind of low breakers into the feet of an attacking midfielder, but also over the top, does look for those passes in behind. We saw an assist earlier on in the season for RB Leipzig against Borussia Dortmund. That was absolutely fantastic for Nkunku running in behind the defence. Bit of a playmaker from the back, loves the football, destined to play for a top side, but more importantly, left-footed, which is quite interesting on this list. There's quite a few left-footers that we'll look at, but he's someone that is, very impressive as a footballer. In terms of the statistics, if we take a look at his statistics, he ranks 4th in the German top flight for tackles plus interceptions, a very active defender. He ranks 4th as well for progressive passes, whilst only Joshua Kimmich has played more passes into the final third and had more touches than Guardiola. That's how important Guardiola is to this Leipzig side in terms of progression, in terms of being on the ball. He's basically the guy that moves the possession on for Leipzig with passes into midfield, with those types of passes, and his link with Nkunku in behind is good. I like the way that he finds the attacking midfielders, as I mentioned before. He's one of the players that is a top valued rookie according to the CIES in terms of the value. But let's move on to more centre backs. Let's go over to Ajax. Julian Timber is another top quality defender, and profile's very modern. I think one of the big things with Timbers is height, 182 centimetres, so he's around 5'11", so not the tallest defender, but where he excels is with the ball at his feet and his ability to play out from the back and carry. In the Champions League, Timber ranks 4th for progressive passes behind Rudiger, Lucas Hernandez and Lisandro Martinez, his Ajax teammates. Timber has made 57 tackles in the Eredivisie this season, the most amongst centre-backs. He's been dribble passed just 6 times this season. So a tackle win rate of 90%, which I think is big for a player of his age. He's someone that will be a cover defender, that is going to rather sweep up and clean up, intercept. Is aggressive in the ground duels, averages 4.2 per game, and has won 63% of his aerial duels in Europe. Top talent. Been very good in the Champions League as well, from a ball-playing perspective. Similar to Guardiola, fantastic footballer, completed 94% of his passes against Sporting Lisbon in the first leg. So let's move on to our next centre-back in our top 5 list of centre-halves to move this summer. This one's not going to be a surprise to anyone. Fembotman of Lille. Lille have been pretty poor this season in Liga, 7th place. Of course, they won the league last season. Fembotman, though, is a player of big talent. The way that he carries the ball out of the back, his feet are absolutely sensational, but more importantly, very aggressive. This season in Liga, he's won 66% of his ground duels, 67% of his aerial duels. a real important player for Lille at the back, and someone you could build your defence around for a number of years. And there's a lot of potential for Fembotman. And quite interesting in terms of the centre-backs we've looked at, all seem to have very, very good ball-playing traits. Fembotman is ranked first amongst centre-backs for progressive passes during Lille's title-winning season. He's someone that I really like, that could fit into any side in European football. And as well, he is a left-footed centre-back, something that you want. Open up those different passing angles. Let's go to fourth on the list, and that is Nico Shuttlebeck. Freiburg this season have massively been excelling and exceeding expectation, currently sit fifth in the Bundesliga. They play a very aggressive, offensive style. Shuttlebeck is someone that's really emerged as a top quality player. The big thing with him, 22 years old, 191 centimetres, left-footed, hitting a lot of the profile that we see. Guardiola left-footed, Botman left-footed, Shuttlebeck left-footed. It's almost like they're emerging at the moment, averaging 68.2 touches per game. 41 passes, but they're quite direct, as you can see there. Accurate in his own half at 90% into the opposition's 67%, with averaging 4.1 long balls per game, which is quite good. Let's look at his defensive stats. 68% of his total duels won, 74% of his aerial duels. He's someone that would really, really do well in a Premier League direct league. Against Freiburg in the recent game, 8 clearances, 1 block, 2 interceptions, 4 out of his 4 tackles won a whopping 10 out of his 12 duels in the match, 1 key pass, 6 out of his 10 long balls. Would suit a offensive style, and I think definitely would suit a back three. I think you're looking at the likes of Tottenham Hotspur have been linked with Shuttlebeck recently, and I think he could be a great signing for them. Ranks third in the Bundesliga this season for aerial duels won, is first for tackles and fourth for interceptions, gets through a lot of defensive work. He ranks third amongst centre-backs who don't play for Leipzig, Dortmund or Bayern in terms of progressive passes, which is pretty decent. And interesting that Shuttlebeck's Freiburg ranked 11th for possession in the Bundesliga with 47% possession per game. That's very interesting to see how highly he ranks for progressive passes. And finally, no centre-back in the Bundesliga has scored more goals than Nico Shuttlebeck. Top quality footballer. Watched him play for the German under-21 side in a successful campaign. Very, very good. And finally, one centre-back that should be moving this summer to a bigger side, Mohamed Salah at Southampton. I've been so impressed with Salah. Again, young centre-back. You get some performances that are good and some performances that are, but Salah is definitely more good than, again, physical, strong, got that ability to play out from the back, everything that you want in a modern centre-half. When looking at the statistics this season, is 155 tackles plus interceptions in the 21-22 Premier League, is the most amongst centre-backs, whilst only Virgil van Dijk has recovered more balls than Salah amongst centre-backs. Also the big thing, most interceptions in the league as well, averaging 4.2 per game, reads the game supremely well, and ranks 8th for passes into the final third for centre-back. Which in fact is second amongst teams that play outside the top 3, with Saiss at Wolves only higher. He's someone that I really like, that I think's got that X factor to play for a top side. Performance against Man City in the Premier League game was superb. Marshalled the defence really, really well in there. 14 clearances, 3 blocks, 4 interceptions, 7 out of his 7 tackles. Basically perfect defensive performance. I think he's going to be a really good centre-back for years to come, and someone that Man United should be looking at. Obviously, there's so many more amazing centre-backs we could talk about in European football, but a lot of them are at top clubs already. We've got the likes of Ibrahim Kanate, Matthias de Ligt, William Saliba, Bastoni, Zoe from Bayern Munich. So there's a lot of quality there, but we're talking about centre-backs going to move. Do get into the comments who you think is going to be the next one to move. Will it be Salah? Or will it be Fembotman? Thanks for watching, guys. Which of the list do you want at your club? Guardiola at Man United, Shuttlebeck at Spurs? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new. Check out SurfaScore. See you later.